Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and oh yeah, I guess I'm actually back at it once again right about now. So yeah, I guess pretty much since the last thoughts video that I did some time ago, I'm of course back to my natural element as always, which is of course seeing movies in theaters as usual. To which, yeah, I guess I do find it to be quite a bit of a occurrence for sure, and yeah, I think I know it's coming a whole lot since I know yesterday I actually came out of putting up my thoughts video on The Falcon and the Winter Soldier for sure, but I guess I kind of figure for, of course, this thoughts video right about now, I figure I will, of course, go back to, of course, doing what I normally do on the basis for sure, just to give you guys a little something as a little special treat from, of course, yours truly. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say. Alright. So yeah, I guess pretty much right around today, depending on when I'm actually recording this, I actually went on over to Crown City Cinemas as usual to, of course, go see a brand new movie in theaters, because, yeah, let me tell you, my Saturday that I actually had is actually really quite interesting, especially seeing the results of this year's Golden Raspberry Awards. I mean, seriously, I definitely called it when Absolute Proof starring Mike Lindell actually won Worst Picture this year, and yeah, that's actually for a good reason, though, truth be told. I am beginning to wonder what Mike Lindell's reaction to that would be like, so. But hey, we may never know, but yeah, that's not what I'm going to be talking about for sure. What I'm actually going to be talking about is, of course, well, pretty obvious, a brand new movie that just recently came out this weekend, depending on when I'm recording this, So yeah, I guess that's what I figure I'm gonna do, and thankfully, like I said, I did manage to go to Crown City Cinemas again to, of course, see this movie that just recently came out for sure, just to help fill in the void for sure, and yeah, ever since I finally got myself caught up after I was a bit behind in seeing both Raya and the Last Dragon and Chaos Walking, leading up to where I did get a chance to go see Godzilla vs. Kong, I am now fully caught up for sure, just to officially see this movie literally on its opening weekend for sure. So yeah, I guess it's actually what I figure I would do, and of course, for today's movie I'm going to be talking about, I think is actually a bloody good one to, of course, talk about. I mean bloody, literally, and trust me when I say they actually did get that portion right for sure, so yeah. I guess if anything, aside from, of course, that, I think it's time for me to, you know, cast my might and actually talk about this movie for, of course, what it is. So yeah, and I guess if you couldn't recall by, of course, that I got a little hint, I think I might as well go ahead and reveal it right about now. For today's movie I'm going to be talking about, I'm of course going to be talking about a brand new movie that just recently came out, simply known as Mortal Kombat. So yeah. Or, of course, wait a minute, I think I didn't actually say it right. I think what I meant to say is Mortal Kombat! So, yeah. It's kind of hard to actually do the voice for sure, right? But hey, regardless, I guess today's movie I'm going to be talking about is none other than Mortal Kombat. So yeah, that's what I kind of figure I would talk about for sure. So yeah, that's exactly what I thought I would do. Alright. Now, just to get this out of the way for sure, and in case a lot of you guys are a bit confused on what I'm going to be talking about, Mortal Kombat is, of course, based off on the ever-popular video game series of the same name, so yeah, quite a long time since I actually dive into one of those for sure, so yeah. Yeah, I guess the movie I'm talking about is indeed based on the video game of the same title for sure, and And yeah, I've got a lot to talk about for sure, and what else can I say about Mortal Kombat that hasn't already been said? Well, I guess the answer is actually quite obvious. Truth be told, I never actually played any of the Mortal Kombat games for sure, but I think I will say I did at least heard of the franchise for sure, and I do at least know bits and pieces of it, and believe it or not, going back a bit to, of course, to one convention I actually went to, Retro Game Con, back in 2017, I actually did meet a couple people that were involved in the original Mortal Kombat games, with of course one person being Jax and the other person being both Scorpion and Johnny Cage. So yeah, that's actually one thing that is Mortal Kombat related for sure that I know of. But yeah, the rest of the entire game, I do know bits and pieces of the video game franchise, but I never actually played the games that this movie is based on. But truth be told, I can't fully deny that whatsoever, because oddly enough, Mortal Kombat is actually a really popular video game franchise, and for good reason, because believe it or not, they, I guess much like every other video game franchise that has gotten a lot of recognition, Mortal Kombat is a masterpiece of a video game. Pretty much everything from, of course, the incredible fights that can be perfected just fine, with, of course, the combo moves and the controls that has been given, but, of course, the most popular reason on why Mortal Kombat is actually a really recognizable video game series is, of course, mainly for the violence and gore, for sure. Because, yeah, what better way to, of course, kick off this thought spiel than talking about a movie based on a video game series that relies on violence and gore. So yeah, I guess regardless on that front, Mortal Kombat is a really recognizable video game franchise for sure, and I can't fully deny that for sure. And yeah, I think pretty much with, of course, every game that's been released over the past several years, it actually does make you want to pick up a copy and actually go out on an actual fight for someone to the actual death, quite literally. So yeah, when it comes to actually this movie in particular, I will fully admit for sure, and I will get this out of the way, this is in fact a reboot of the original Mortal Kombat movies, to which, yeah, oddly enough, this is not the first time Mortal Kombat was, of course, adapting into a movie. Pretty much the ones that I can think of at the top of my head is, of course, the one from 1995, the year I was actually born, though I was actually born several months after Mortal Kombat came out in that year, as well as, of course, its sequel, Mortal Kombat Annihilation from 1997. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, mainly its sequel, Mortal Kombat Annihilation from 1997 for sure. So yeah, I guess I didn't have time to, of course, take a look at those two movies that I actually mentioned, because I must have gotten bombarded with, of course, plenty of other stuff that's been going on. But don't worry, I'll probably check those two out sometime later. But I guess in the meantime, for, of course, this new Mortal Kombat movie, which is in fact the reboot of the original Mortal Kombat movie series, is that I'm mainly going to take a look at this movie exactly for what it is. Just another movie based on an iconic video game series for what it is. So yeah, that's what I kind of figure I was going to do. And now that, of course, I finally saw it all the way through, and I did, in fact, came home from actually seeing it, and I was actually rewarded in the end with some incredible Chinese for dinner, which I do find it to be incredibly tasty. So yeah, but going back on subject, now that I've actually finished watching this movie all the way through, what do I think of this one overall? Well, I think I will say, I will have to say it is fun to watch for sure, but I will admit it does have some major issues that I have to say, but regardless on that, that's not hurting my opinion nevertheless. So So yeah, it's actually not terrible by all means, nor is it a good for sure, but I do think it's actually a decent one, nevertheless, that I do think is well worth the watch for sure. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I think of this new Mortal Kombat movie. I don't think it's yeah, I don't think it actually is that great or terrible, but it's a decent flick overall. But I think I will say it is flawed at best, but I did find myself having a fun time with it. So yeah, that's what I can say. Alright. So yeah, now that I've actually got the short version out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about everything, and I mean everything that I need to talk about. First of all is mainly the story for, of course, this movie. So yeah, I think with, of course, the story for, of course, this movie, I will have to say, I think it does actually deliver some pretty incredible promise for sure, and actually tries to go for a completely different route while staying true to, of course, the video game series of the same name, to which I think I will have to say it is actually quite nice, and it does have some really good ideas that I'm actually fully engaged into for sure. So yeah, I think with, of course, what I've actually seen, I think it actually does blow out some really good bullet points on what it's trying to do as a Mortal Kombat movie. Pretty much not doing the exact same thing as, of course, as again, the original Mortal Kombat movie did. No, it's actually going for its own individual thing for sure, while standing on its own as a remake. So yeah, I guess for what it is, I actually really do admire the story for sure. It does have some good ideas, though there may be some bits and pieces where I don't think actually flowed out pretty well, but hey, I guess for what it is, I think the story for, of course, this movie actually does deliver us some pretty good ideas, and it actually is done pretty well in this. Not all of it, but still actually pretty engaging. But however, I think I will have to say, as much as I can say exactly that about the story, the writing, I have to say, yeah, I do have to admit, it is a bit of a mess by far. I think with, of course, every single bit of cliche and every bits of dialogue and every bits of scenes that are, of course, written out, yeah, I just kind of felt that it is a bit weak for the most part, and I think it could have been done much stronger than... Yeah, I think the writing on, of course, this movie could have been a whole lot more stronger for what it is, but yeah, that's mainly one complaint I actually do have with this movie. It's yeah, it could have been done much better, but I guess for what it is, aside from the story, to which I do find it to be quite promising, it actually does deliver some good stuff. Yeah, the writing, I have to say, on this movie, yeah, it is a bit of a mess, I will have to say, and I'm not really that fully engaged to it for sure, so... But yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on that part. Alright. So yeah, now that I got that out of the way, I might as well go ahead and move on. Mainly, of course, the characters, I have to say. So yeah, I guess what else can I say about the characters for, of course, this movie is that, well, if you actually play the games, you actually do know the names of course, the good majority of the characters that are, of course, featured in this movie. Those being, of course, Liu Kang, Reagan, Kano, Sonya. Yeah, I do hope I got it right. Yeah, I think I did. And of course, Jack, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and plenty others that I can think of. And that's just to name a few. Yeah, that's just to name a few by far. And yeah, I think with, of course, every single bits of the characters I have to say for, of course, this movie, I think I will have to say they are really good characters, I will have to admit. They actually do represent their video game counterparts just fine, and I really like the way each and every one of them turned out for sure, and yeah, I think I will say I actually really like of course, how well developed these characters are for sure, just to give you time to actually get to know them for sure, and yeah, that's actually what I can say, and I guess on top of that, the actors, I have to say, I will fully admit they actually did give some subpar performances, I will have to admit. I think pretty much not terrible by all means, but could have been done much better, while of course some of them are of course giving out some wooden delivery by far, but hey, that's just me talking for sure. So yeah, the characters I do find pretty engaging, but the actors, I have to say, some of them did pull off some good performances, but they're just mainly a little bit wooden at best, but yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, so yeah, it's pretty much what I can say. Alright. Now, of course, moving on from all that, I think I might as well go ahead and move on to the next thing I want to talk about, the visuals and the effects in this movie, and I will have to say, visually, it does look really, really great. I just really love on the incredible scenery that's been given to, of course, representing certain aspects that we normally see, like of course Raiden's temple, and of course the realms of Outworld by far, and I think I just really love the amount of detail they actually put into the amount of set design for, of course, this movie. Well, actually coming close to making it feel like the actual games for sure, right? I really do fully support this movie for doing exactly that. Visually, it does look really impressive, and the effects, I have to say, are done massively well by far, and so yeah, I think with, of course, every single bits of the effects I've actually seen, they actually do look realistic, and you really do feel like it's really there, and yeah, excuse me, but yeah, as much as I actually really love the visuals and the effects in this movie, I guess I might as well ask you one simple question. When you actually came into this movie and you actually know Mortal Kombat, what is the one thing that comes into your mind when you actually play the games? That's right, pretty much what I mentioned earlier, the violence and gore for sure, and believe it or not, since this movie is actually giving an R rating right about now, you bet your ass that they're bringing out the amount of fucking violence and gore by far, so yeah, I think with, of course, everything that I've actually seen, I think it's actually done massively well. The violence and gore that's actually featured in this movie is done massively well, and I really liked how well it actually turned out, and yeah, I think, I guess with, of course, with, of course, the amount of violence and gore by far, you would bet there's a lot of course, body parts flying all over the place, and even countless amounts of blood by far, so yeah, that's actually saying a whole lot for sure, and yeah, I really love the way that this movie actually turned out with the violence and gore, yeah, which actually does make sense, seeing of how Mortal Kombat is, of course, known for its violence and gore. Yeah, you would expect that, of course, this movie would actually feature all of that to get an R rating, and yeah, it actually did deliver on what it's promised, and yeah, and of course, I think every single time I actually do see the violence and gore on this one, I actually managed to tough it out for sure. I never really got sick for sure, as I'm trying to hold myself back in because I've been drinking countless amounts of water to stay hydrated by far. So, but hey, if you are a bit squeamish to, of course, violence and gore, then I don't think this movie is for you by far. But to me, I think the violence and gore in this movie actually really stands out well, and it works perfectly well in this movie by far, which does kind of make sense if you want to give this movie an R rating for sure, and it actually did deliver on what it's promised. Yeah, I think it, of course, makes me, yeah, I think it actually really stands out well, and it makes me want to, you know, of course, yeah, pretty much letting it be kick-ass for, of course, what it is, or pretty much go crazy as shit by far. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that front. I really love how well this movie turned out by delivering us on the violence and gore, and it definitely worked perfectly well here. So yeah, I definitely need a drink to that, as I know I'm making a lot of people sick when I mention violence and gore. So yeah, I do indeed apologize for that. So I'll go ahead and drink to that for you. All right. And speaking about what I said earlier, that's actually one other thing I want to mention. Of course, this movie is also mainly the action scenes and, of course, the fight scenes by far. And much like with what I said about the visuals and the effects, and again, the violence and gore, I say the action and the fight scenes in, of course, this movie, they are done incredibly well, I will have to say. I think with, of course, every single one of them that I've actually seen, the fight scenes in, of course, this movie actually did turn out massively well, and I really love oh, excuse me. Yeah, and I really love the way each and every one of them turned out. They are choreographed incredibly well, and I actually really love how it actually turned out for sure. Almost like you actually do want to fight alongside them for sure. And of course, what will make it even more interesting is that I think I know the original Mortal Kombat theme, which is, of course, Techno Syndrome. I think if you play that in the background, you bet you would definitely kick someone's ass for sure. So yeah, just play that Mortal Kombat theme, and it'll definitely get you fighting for sure. So yeah, quite literally on the fighting part for sure. So yeah, that's actually what I can say on, of course, the action in this movie. And of course, one other thing I will say, the direction of this movie that's given by the film's director, I will admit it is a bit confusing at best, but I'm sure the director of this movie did everything just fine. The cinematography, I will have to say, is actually shot well, and I actually, or maybe it's not shot well. I kind of forgot which it's actually quite a while since I've actually wrote up my review on that, right about now, as I'm trying to cram it all in at the last minute before recording this. But hey, regardless on that, the cinematography for most shots of it, yeah, I will say it is shot well, and I really love how well fast-paced this movie is edited by, of course, the film's editing by far. I really love how well it actually turned out, and yeah, which kind of makes sense since this movie actually delivers some really good action and fight scenes for sure. You would expect the editing in this movie to be fast-paced, and it actually did deliver that on exactly that. So. And of course, the most important thing I can say about this movie is that, for of course what it is, it really did stay true to, of course, the video games the movie is based on, and actually features some really interesting callbacks that you may actually recognize for sure. So yeah, I guess with all that combined, I think that would probably answer the question on why I think this movie is fun, but flawed at best. So yeah, that's actually what I can say on that. Alright. So yeah, I guess, well, with everything that I need to say about this movie, overall, the new Mortal Kombat movie, I will have to say, I think I did find myself having a good time with this movie, as it is fun, but at the same time, I do think it is flawed at best. I mean, it's not really terrible by all means, and thank God for, of course, exactly that, but I could have wished it could have been in the realms of other movies based on video games that we got recently that are, of course, actually really good, like, of course, Detective Pikachu or Sonic the Hedgehog. Just mainly a good movie based on a video game, mainly for adults. So yeah, and of course I do get some bits and pieces of that here, but the rest I have to say, we did kind of have massive struggles on that for sure, but But hey, that's not gonna hurt what I actually thought about this movie overall. It's not really terrible by all means, nor is it even good, but I do think it's a decent one nevertheless. But hey, if it's actually something up your alley, then I highly suggest you actually go check it out for yourself. Yeah, I couldn't help but actually recommend it for what it is. So if you're looking for, of course, a movie that based on a really popular, violent, and gory video game franchise that is actually really fun despite some major issues, then I think this movie is the one for you. So yeah, I guess if you actually want to see it for yourself, you can definitely check it out on the big screen like I just did, or if you're stuck at the comfort of your own home and your own movie theater isn't open yet, but will soon be on the verge of reopening sometime soon, and you want to see a movie on streaming, then don't worry about a thing. HBO Max has got you covered. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say. So yeah, for my final score right about now, I'm of course going to give the new Mortal Kombat movie a 6 out of 10. Like I say, it's not terrible by all means, nor is it even that good, but I do think it's actually a decent one nevertheless. And of course, the best way I can still describe this movie overall is that it is fun, but flawed at best. But I digress, So yeah, I guess if anything, what else can I say except get your fighting gear on and of course get yourself ready to of course cast your mic and definitely see this movie for yourself, because let me tell you, this movie is yeah, I think this movie is begging for you to actually see it right about now, almost like the movie itself is screaming at you to, well, get over here. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I can say. Definitely see this movie for yourself. Yeah, it is fun, but flawed at best, but it is actually well worth your time seeing. Alright. So, yeah, that's pretty much about it on what I have to say about the new Mortal Kombat movie. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and let me know in the comment section below if you have actually seen it, and of course, what you thought about it, as well as, of course, leaving me constructive criticism and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future. And of course, as always, feel free to send me an email if you want to ask me any questions, or if you just want to book me for a con or event that'll be coming up sometime in the near future. Follow me on my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and plenty other social media sites that I have provided with, of course, the links down in the description box below. And of course, don't forget to, of course, check out my Patreon to, of course, see some sneak peeks as well as some awesome rewards to help fit your budget. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, then feel free to give it a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And speaking of my channel, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want to see more videos like this coming up in the near future. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and yeah, again, I really don't know what I'm going to be talking about for, of course, the next one. Maybe I may take a break from, of course, seeing movies in theaters for like a good month or so, just to focus on other things. Or I may do something in between right up until I'm fully ready to see the next movie that I would like to talk about. But hey, whatever one I need to talk about will definitely be well worth it. So yeah. That's pretty much what I can say. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and now if you'll excuse me... Oh, wait a minute, I just realized something. Probably by the time this video is up, it's already Sunday, which means... Well, I've actually mentioned this year's Razzie Awards that actually happened here on Saturday this weekend at the beginning of this video, so... might as well tune into, of course, this year's Academy Awards that is gonna be broadcast right about now, or right around before it's actually set to broadcast. But don't ruin the mood for me. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go ahead and tune in right now just to see what movie is gonna win Best Picture this year. So yeah, I'll definitely leave you at that. Take care, guys.